UK Pro Bs once again. Remember, subscribe, and I'm delighted to be joined for the first time in 2021. Kurt Deville from Counterpunchboxing News. How you doing, my bro?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. Cold, but I'm good. Everything's froze over here. I mean, the trees are falling down because of the ice. People are wrecking. Accidents are happening. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
But I know you've been out there, man, in the cold weather, man, going up to the mountains, man, training like Rocky, man. I see you, man.
That's it.
Yeah. So talk to me, man. Look, obviously, look, we haven't had the opportunity to catch up since the whole Breland and Deontay Wilder feud kind of reignited a year on. I mean, what have you made of the whole back and forth so far?
Exposure, and more exposure. That's, clarity, reckoning, self-respect. These things had to come to play. I feel Mark Breland, for whatever reason, he had enough. Maybe somebody was in his ear, why did he decide now? I mean, I guess, you could ask that question about Deontay. Why did he wait months, to respond on what he thought and believed? So it's a lot of things that we got closure on. So I think that's the most important, thing. There's a lot of things that I would still like to know about. How did the separation come apart? Did it happen that night? Did it happen later? Because we heard so many conflicting stories to the point it was like, okay, well, what are you really gonna do, and who you really gonna believe? Especially when the people that should be talking aren't talking. So we were left in the dark for a very long time, but now we're in the light, and it's almost like the whistleblower, which is Mark Breland. If you seen his latest post, he's not really the statement, because he posted that statement on his Instagram, social media. And it was almost though, it was like they bombarded me with these questions, and it was like, well, I mean, you had a choice to answer them or not. So obviously you wanted to answer them. You wouldn't have answered them if otherwise, right? So, something I think it benefited him more than anything else, because it got him a voice, room to speak, because, making a statement on paper is nothing like saying it out of your own mouth. Word of mouth is the most important weapon that you could ever have verbally, okay? You can subliminally do a lot of things, or you can, get someone else, go through someone else. But when you say it yourself, that speaks power, man. So I think Mark Breland said it, but then I didn't like the fact that he reneged on it, or, he regretted saying what he said or explaining what he explained. You explained it. You can't unexplain it. You just explained it. So, and you said a lot more than you probably should have. I think he should have left it for his book, which I'm going to buy the book. I'm going to buy the book. But honestly, he should have definitely kept some of that stuff for the book. But the things that we know, the training camp, the way it was ran like a daycare, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get fired, so I don't want to tell him anything. Or if you tell him something, let me hear it first, and all this, that, and the other. What is that? That's not what that guy got hired for. He's supposed to be the trainer. And then we all know Mark Breland was the one that knew everything, or knew the things that he's supposed to know to get the job done. I say it before, like I say it again. If someone hires you to do a job and then they go back and tell you how to do the job, how would you feel?
Doesn't sound good. Yeah.
So it's like you definitely feel like, okay, well, what'd you hire me for? I know he was getting bigger, and he was, talking up the Joshua fight, and the Joshua fight was giving him buzz, and then he fought Ortiz, and then came Fury and all that. And I know the money was multiplying, but nothing should ever equal your self-respect or overshadow your self-respect. Because if it was like that, if I'm worried about getting fired, what am I worried about more about the money? Am I worried more about the integrity of myself being a trainer? You know, so it's a lot of things you have to consider when you're dealing with Mark Breland and the things that he put up with, the things that we did not know. And the funny thing about it, I'd already called it. I said, something's not right over there when Deontay Wilder said, I get away with a lot. You get away with a lot. You know, definitely you don't believe in the Mayweather credo. Hard work, dedication. Hard work, dedication. Hard work, dedication. Hard work. Not over there. Hey, my bunion's tired. I ain't doing nothing today. Says Deontay. You know, I mean, that's the type of stuff that you hear. Like, oh, I didn't want to do that. Hey, Jay, don't tell him to say that today. I don't want to hear that. And JD's goes back, manager / errand boy. Hey, don't say that to Deontay today. He doesn't want to be bothered today. All right, Mark, just deal with me. Just hear me out. He doesn't want to deal with that today, so don't get him upset. He's got something going on.
Kurt, why do you think Mark Breland will kind of try and retract his statements from the Tunde and Spencer Ferron show? What's happened in between that for him to put out a statement that's totally different to what he said?
That's a very good question. $100 million question, I might add, my good man. I don't know. You know, the only thing, like, I don't know why, but I can say it looks bad. It looks bad all the way around. It looks like if something that you were forced or that you were waiting to get out, you would feel better after you've done it. You know, even if the result for a lot of people, for example, a lot of people have done something that they're guilty about, or something that was bothering them, or somebody did something to them, and for that reason they did something or whatever. Even the result is going to jail. At least when they said it, they felt better about it. Their conscience felt better about it. So I know in some type of way he had to feel better about what he said, instead of that, oh, anybody knows me, you know my character, I wouldn't do anything like that, this, that, and the other, and you know, like he said a few months ago. And that wasn't enough for a lot of people. And then when he did it, this was pretty much overkill, because he spilled the beans all the way around and, you know, said things about the camp. I mean, he doesn't work for him no more. I mean, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care at all. I mean, what Wilder said, but obviously that had to get up under his skin, Wilder. So I don't know, after maybe they had some type of conversation after that, or some words were said after that, you know. But for him to let me clear this up now. I mean, you were angry when you said it. See, but it's like that. It might just be his character, you know. And over here, you know, I call people that say something, especially the way he said it, and then renege on it. We call that chicken shit. That's what we call that, because it's like, you shouldn't have said that if you know you're only going to go back and regret what you said. That's why I respect guys like Bob Arum, Lou DiBella, you know, Deontay Wilder. I mean, if he says something, he's not going to go back and say, hey, I'm sorry for saying it. You know, no. You don't do that. No. Because the worst thing that could have ever done or been done to Mark Breland was by Wilder, by saying he did something to that magnitude. You know, spiked his water. Come on, man. That's you're giving someone drugs to drug them. You're drugging a fighter. Those are high accusations, man. You don't just, that ain't something that just, oh man, he cheated and this and that, he did some kind of, that ain't a misdemeanor, dude. That's a felony. Now let's think about what if he did that? If he did it and it came in Wilder's system. So you had some kind of weird stuff in his system. Well, it would hold more merit you know, because, you know, like, hey, I wasn't feeling right, I was drugged. You remember Undisputed 2 with Michael Jai White? Remember that? Scott Atkins? And he was like drugged, he was all around the place. And he, you know, that would make more sense. That would be like, okay, this is some messy stuff going on. This is really messy, heavy stuff that we have happening with this. But we don't. We have a guy that now the costume is the big talk. It's resurfaced. And see what happens when you make so many excuses. Those excuses will get ate up by the truth. So you can lie over the truth, but the truth will always remain the truth. And eventually the way the world we live in with the media, the way it is, social media is so powerful because you say something, even this interview, if I tell you something, it's going to be remembered 5 years from now. Somebody's going to say, oh, Kurt, didn't you call that guy a chicken shit? Oh, no, I never called him. No, I never called him a chicken shit. No, I never. Right? But then somebody's going to say, you know what? Let's see. I think that was Pep Talk UK, you know. By then it might be, you know, Pep Talk World, you know what I mean? But later, okay, wait. Oh, that was archived. Wait, let's go back. What, that was 2021? Okay, that was back in the Corona days. All right, you know, there it is. And they look it up. He's chicken shit, you know. And then that'll come back out. It'll resurface. Why? Because that's something I said. That's exactly why you shouldn't renege on what you said. He shouldn't have did that. Maybe Mark knew he was angry because when he was on that show and he was getting asked those questions, he was releasing. Pro B's, he was releasing. You know what I mean? He was like the women say, exhaling. He was releasing, right? He was confessing like, yo, this is what it is. This is how it was done. You know, he's done, I'm done. There's no need to clean it up. And I think he thought about it. Well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because he said it out of anger. And I saw that, you know, I was like, okay, Mark's a little angry a little bit. He you know, and he has a right to be though. See, it's a justifiable anger. You know, somebody accused you of something that you've been with for that long. You have no proof of it at all. The guy that's supposed to have been looking at the gloves, that you got him. So both of you supposed to did something bad, but then you dump my ass and keep him. I know stuff he doesn't know, but you keep him. You know, those type of things. And then it's actually unacceptable. So I can understand why Mark Breland is the way he is. He's upset. And I think he calmed down and was like, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Let me clear this up with the Joshua statements and all this, that, and the other. And, you know, okay, well, whatever. You know, but yeah, I didn't like the way because at first it was almost the way he worded it. It was almost the fact that I wish they wouldn't have asked me those questions, or, you know, I couldn't tell them no. He could have told them no, but I'm glad he didn't. You know, because, you know, I mean, because a lot of people would have just wanted to know more and more and, you know, those things. But I didn't like the idea of how he worded it or how he made it appear like, hey, these guys just really attacked me, you know, and they already asked him like, hey, if you feel uncomfortable with answering some of these questions, let us know. See, that's the disclaimer right there. That's the disclaimer. See, he didn't have to say, because I don't really want to talk about it. That's done. Those are 3 grown-ass men over there. You had Mark Breland, Donde, and Spence, right? Mr. Spencer there, he was chilling. They were just talking like men over the internet like we do.